When shit gets hard and when things are frustrating and when things are chaotic, scary, having this connection with my muse, seeing these qualities in her and being so connected to them, in those moments where I know that she would have such equanimity and composure, because I'm so clear on that with her, it serves as like an anchor, like a lighthouse for me, a North Star for me in those moments to integrate more of that quality onto the scene. Everything that we're experiencing, I see it, it's like it's all a practice. And when you can view your experiences in your life in that way, man, first of all, it just takes so much fucking pressure off of everything, of having to get it right all the time. Or am I wrong? Am I right? Is this the thing to do? Is this not the thing to do? Like whatever. It's like, you know, am I doing it the best? Am I, you know, whatever. Am I failing? It's like, it's all fucking practice, right? I think we as humans more often than not overlook our own ability to self-soothe, to be the North Star. You're not just a human. You are a soul. You are a spirit. You are a frequency. You are a fucking essence. And to be able to consciously be aware of that, such to that, like you become so connected to it, it creates a different kind of security within you. This is the Roxanne Show. Get ready. It's time to rise. And we're on. Okay. So today's episode is really, well, all episodes are special. I only create from the heart. But today's episode came through me this morning, or the idea of it rather. And let's see how this goes. So for those of you who are new here, welcome. I do hope you stick around if it feels right and good for you. And for those of you who have been here for a while, what's up? You know how we do. For my newcomers here, you may not be familiar with this core piece to all of my work, which is the subject of your future self. So I have a digital course that helps you to really define, to architect, and to create a relationship with your future self. Also could be called your vision self. But this episode is not about my course. This episode is about my relationship with my future self. And I've already crafted episodes that help you, like start to give you insights about how you can go about doing this. But I'm not going to make this a how-to. I'll create more episodes on that. And there already are, if you dig back and just Roxanne or Roxy SAFFAIE future self, like you'll see it, it'll come up. What I want to share with you today is, sort of the part of the exchange that I have with my future self. And let me reference this as well. So my future self, I also view and feel and know to be my higher self, also spirit and soul self. It's kind of the same thing. And I don't, when I'm exchanging with her, I don't call her my future self or my higher self. She has a name. She is my muse. She's my muse. She's my muse because she's the ultimate inspiration to me. And she's my muse because the qualities that she possesses, that she embodies, are so, first of all, they are qualities that I know I already possess, but I possess them with such a, well, depending on whichever quality it is, but there's a humanness to me, right? So I'll give you an example. My muse is she's so fucking stoic, and she has just this unbreakable equanimity to her. Like I feel that with her, and I love that energy. That composure, I think, is so sexy. And because I think that quality is so sexy and it's so provocative to me, and it's something that I really admire, you know, it's something that over the years, I really integrated more into my life. And what does that look like? And this is just one quality to give you an example. When shit gets hard and when things are frustrating and when things are chaotic, scary, name your, low frequency energy. Having this connection with my muse, again, remember my future self, right? So she's like the woman that I'm expanding myself into. Seeing these qualities in her and being so connected to them in those moments where I know that she would have such equanimity and composure, because I'm so clear on that with her, it serves as like an anchor, like a lighthouse for me, a North Star for me in those moments to integrate more of that quality onto the scene. And I've done an incredible job. I mean, even just staying specific to this specific quality right now, over the years, man, it's like if you cut me off in traffic, I don't know, like 17 years ago, I mean, it's been a long time. Um, I'd be like, fuck you. I mean, I still might say fuck you, depending on the situation, but I'm so aware of myself when I step outside of my composure, which that's just my energy is really, it's really flowy, right? For the most part. But in those moments where back then, where I may have gotten really triggered and the time it took, the refractory period is what it's called, for me to get back to baseline was longer. Now that is no longer the case, right? And yet, like, meaning I'm so much more dialed in. Like, I can still get shook, get pissed, get whatever, but like, oof, that time to go back to baseline and be composed is so much more, just it's shortened. And on top of that, just in general, how I navigate stressful moments. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm definitely carrying more of that quality that I've seen and admired and loved, love in my future self, in my muse. And still the human in me, there's no perfection here, right? Whereas like with her, it's like, it's so dialed in, like there is no human in her in a way, right? So it's just locked in. And what's cool about that is that, I'm here in this human experience and I get constant practice at these things. And that's what we're here to do, right? Like everything that we're experiencing, I see it. It's like, it's all a practice. And when you can view your experiences in your life in that way, man, first of all, it just takes so much fucking pressure off of everything, of having to get it right all the time. Or am I wrong? Am I right? Is this the thing to do? Is this not the thing to do? Like whatever. It's like, am I doing it the best? Am I, whatever, am I failing? It's like, it's all fucking practice, right? So yeah, so it's really special to have this, first of all, to be very clear on her, right? And her core qualities. So it's less about, I don't even see like her car necessarily. Like I have seen those material things, of course. I have seen the future, Roxanne and sort of the material aspects of my life, things that I aspire to integrate into my life. Like for sure, that was in the beginning stages of getting clear on my future self. Like that stuff definitely led the way. And then it stepped into much deeper territory. And ultimately, and this is important, ultimately what it came down to is understanding that all of what any of us wants in our life, and that's independent to you. It's all individual, right? I'm not saying we want the exact same things. I'm saying whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that I want, or he wants, or she wants, the relationship, the fucking car, the best rated podcast, the whatever, all the money in the bank, the body, all of it comes down to this. Who is that person? Like what are their values? What are their habits? What are their lifestyles? Because that stuff doesn't make you you. You make that stuff your reality. So this is where my quote, the inner shapes the outer, it's inside out work. So whatever it is that you want to build out there, you first have to get super clear. And this doesn't have to be an overnight process. I mean, for me, it started so many, like 2 decades ago. And then it was just this continual going back to it, like chipping away, and then getting really clear on just like, what is the substance of this woman or this man, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, who is this person? How does she react when shit gets hard? You know, how does she manage her stress? Like, what's the energy that she gives off when she walks into a room? You know, what's the things that she does first thing in the morning or right before she goes to bed? You know, these qualities, these habits, these boundaries, these standards, like values, like all of this, when you start to get very clear on those, and there's a lot there that I just said, again, like it takes time. It takes real commitment, desire to want to get very clear on this expression of yourself, this future expression, but ultimately higher expression of yourself. But when you do, and when you start to really create, like get that connection going, and you get really clear and you start to define this expression of you, what's really neat, especially when you're going into deeper waters, like I'm suggesting here, when it's not just, oh yeah, like the car, or oh, you know, the relationship, or oh, the fucking house, like that stuff's all dope. I'm not saying don't do that. Trust me, I do. I got the whole thing, right? But it's just more of like, who is you? Who is you? So fast forward to bring you into, because again, this is not a how-to. Got a course, got prior episodes, and I'll record more episodes because it's an ever-going conversation with me, the future self, primarily because 2 reasons. Number one, it is a truth for me in my life. You know, I don't talk about things that I don't actually integrate or haven't experienced in my life. Everything is real, whether it was something from my past, something that I, you know, integrate into my life now, or, you know, whatever. Like it's all authentic. So future self, Muse, relationship with her is very real for me. It is an everyday experience for me. So that is the reason why it will constantly be a part of the conversation here with you. And because when we think about anything that you want to experience on the external, again, like I just said it, right? Like it doesn't fucking matter how small it is, how big it is, like whatever it is. If it's something that you really feel a desire to create into your reality, then it's always going to come down to you as the person. What are your beliefs? You know, what's the dominant feelings that you're navigating your life with? Like what is it that makes you you? Because that is going to create your external world and make the difference of whether you're going to be able to create those desires into your experience or not, right? So because I want you to build more of this inner world so that you can create your desired external world, we're going to constantly be talking about future self, right? Because that I know to be a truth, like a valuable, super effective, and very rich and meaningful method, tool, whatever you want to call it, relationship experience that will actually help you to do that, to accomplish that, to become the everything that you want to become and have a life that is fulfilling you, a life where you're thriving, a life that is born from vision, right? So first we have to vision self you, and then we can vision out your life. So officially today, I'm going to share a question. So first thing, when I wake up every single morning, first of all, like I scan my thoughts. Like, what am I thinking about? What am I feeling? Right. And it's this like immediate turn on self-awareness. I started doing this years ago because the brain's default is to go negative. Like we all deal with that, all of us. It's just like the brain's just wired that way. It's like I want to keep you safe. Like, what could be wrong? What's going to go wrong? Like, something's got to go wrong because, and if it does, I'm just making sure that we're already fucking on top of it. It's like that kind of thing. And so much of it is just false and bullshit. Right. So it was this idea for me of like, when you wake up, like, notice your thoughts. Like, where are you? Why? So that I can become the steward of my fucking life. Like, I can captain my ship, I have agency. I can get intentional. I can direct my thoughts and my feelings. But first I just watch them. And then I ask my muse. I ask her different questions. It's not the same every day. This is not a routine. It's very curvy. It's not rigid, but I do ask her a question. And the question could be, what do I need to know today? What is it that I need to remember? What is it that I need to call in? Like, who do I need to be in this moment? Like, what? Like, it's these kind of questions where it's always an invitation for her to come in. Gotta invite, this experience of you in to come at you and to offer whatever it is that will then come through. And I know, so for some of you who might be just tuning in, I mean, if you're still listening, there's something to say about that. That's your soul. That's your, that's like, there's something inside of you is like, keep listening to this because this feels right. Like, even if it's far out for you, even if it's, we're on like level 12, but you're just brand new to this. So I understand that some of this might seem really just kind of hard to grasp, but I invite you to just let go and just feel this episode. Don't necessarily think it. Feel this episode and just see what comes up for you. Today, when I was thinking about my muse, because I'm going to start a series on Substack. In fact, it's probably already there by the time this episode comes out. In fact, I know it'll be there by the time this episode comes out. So you can go to my Substack. There's a link in my show notes. I'll talk more about that at the end of this episode. But I'm starting a series there, and it's going to be called Letters with My Future Self, because I want to bring a part of my daily experience with my future self. I want to share it with you. I've been talking about future self. I have, like I said, course, episodes, but I thought it would be really fun because it's such a truth for me that I'm so activated with her every single day. I meditate with her. I ask her those questions, like I told you before I even step out of bed. And then I thought, well, I can really, because I also write letters to her, like in my journal. And I was like, no, I can share this with others. And if anything, maybe through my writing, maybe through sharing these letters, it would unlock the sort of like, how do I get there in you? Right. So today wasn't so much of it's not necessarily a dialogue. Today was just a question. And it's very like, everything's fucking deep over here, but I'm just going to read it and I'll tease it out a bit. And then I'll let this episode be what it is. And I feel like, especially starting the new Substack series, I'll probably create a lot more episodes where I can bring the letters with my future self also here for people who just want to get this kind of experience with it. So let me bring us in. So today I asked my future self, it's also my higher self, my spirit and soul self, my vision self, also called my muse. I asked her this question. So, Roxanne, what do you want me to understand, embrace, and hold steady in my consciousness today, muse? Muse. To remember that there is no separation between you and I. We are one. The feeling of separation comes when you entertain fear-based thoughts. Realize those conflicting scripts come from parts of you wanting to be loved, to feel secure. It's the human in you that forgets the spirit in you. The spirit in you is the very essence of love. When your security feels threatened, know it is just an illusion created by fear. Nothing can offer you more security than our bond. Our bond is a fortress of unbreakable security that is eternally here to love, guide, align, expand, and evolve you. We are synergy in constant motion. We are love forever unfolding. Hold this steady in your consciousness. You cannot fail at being you. And the you that you are is the essence of love. It's the essence of wholeness. It's the most secure asset you could ever own in your life. It's okay to surf the waves of uncertainty when they show up. Just remember the truth. The fiercest ally you have to navigate uncertainty is the certainty in you. I love you. Yeah, we're at that level where like I love you, you know? So I'll share this on my Substack too, because this is really, and listen, it's streamline of consciousness, you know? This is not, I sat down and I was like, wait, does that sound good? Like, no, let's like edit that. Like, no, it's streamline of consciousness. And of course, again, I have arrived to this place where I can, the valve is open. It's opened. It's open because I've constantly gone back to it. And the reason, I mean, I've already teased out some of the reasons why this conversation about future self muse is so important to me, is because I know it's not like, oh, I have it all figured out. Fuck no. Let me be dead when that's the case. You know, and even then I'm probably still starting and learning and, you know, but it's this idea that like, I think we as humans more often than not overlook our own ability to self-soothe, to shine to be the North Star. It's like, it's always this outward, I got to get it from out there. I got to get validation from out there. I got to get love from out there. I got to get fucking, you know, and there's a place for the external. Abso-fucking-lutely. Again, human experience. But what I want to hopefully put into your minds and your hearts is that you're not just a human. You are a soul. You are a spirit. You are a frequency. You are a fucking essence. And to be able to consciously be aware of that, such to that you cannot feel like you become so connected to it, it creates a different kind of security within you. That's why today, like, I didn't know she was going to come through that. You know, I didn't know I didn't know, you know, but it was this beautiful reminder of, hey, anytime you feel an insecurity, it could be about anything. It could be about the person, the fucking business, anything. We all have them, and I am certainly not immune to them. But my ability to move through them, I say this with absolute confidence and conviction, I feel like I got a fucking edge. I got an edge, and my edge is my muse. It's this relationship that I built with myself. I don't have to go anywhere to source that comforting, to source that reinvigoration of my confidence, of what I know to be true about me. She is the truth in me, right? And she's just always right here. And it's just the only thing that I need to do, and that I have done, is just continue to go back to her, to connect with her, to open up with her, and to receive her. I allow myself to receive her. So again, this might sound super far out to some of you, or maybe fucking right at home for some of you. You know, maybe this is one of those episodes where you're like, wow, okay, maybe I need to come back to this one another time. I hope you do. It's not going anywhere. It's on the fucking internet. It's going to stay there. Because maybe at another time, your consciousness will be in a place where you will actually be ready to receive this. Because that's how it really works. A lot of times, like, you know, we've all been through this where it's like, oh man, like something that you heard fucking few years ago, like it didn't hit. And then all of a sudden, fast forward a few years later, it hits and it just feels different. Now it's integrated and it's like reshaping your life in some way, right? So, and that's a consciousness thing a lot of time. Most of the time, it's not all the time, right? So this was really just like, God, I mean, can you imagine? Like that is love. That's absolute love coming through me, for me, to me, with me. And it's all sourced from me, right? And so yeah, I'm glad that I shared this with you and that my Substack will now be another outlet for me to share this with you. And again, listen, if it did spark an interest and you do want to check out my course, I'm so proud of my Future Self course. It's just like, it's so sexy. It's, for women, it's laced with so much femininity because my process has been that. And, I'm very connected to my feminine energy and my masculine energy. Like I call them in my poetic way of writing this out, but they are lovers. They don't compete with each other. They're absolutely one. They're in partnership with each other. The course is certainly going to also support women who want to feel more into their feminine energy, because the act of this, again, it's receiving, right? Like once you get clear and once you start to really connect, then it comes down to how often are you going back, and whether it's in your journal, whether it's in meditation. For me, it's both, and also it could just be, I'm driving to studio and I'm going to go sit down and I'm going to, whether it's with a guest or even a solo episode, I'll ask my muse, please come through me. Please bring all the right words that need to come out to make this the most incredible experience, whether it's for my guests, for all of you, always for all of you, and especially also for me too. Like, come through me. So what I'm saying here is I don't need to like go to my altar to fucking sit here and have a conversation or to get support from my muse. Again, maybe a little black belt level over here, but you got to start somewhere. And I'm honored to be in this position where I can come at you with this from a black belt level and totally validate how fucking incredible it actually is when you establish this kind of bond with yourself. You move different through life. You're never alone. You're always with you. That's why I always say, if you've never heard me say it, there is no I in here. There is a we. There is a we. And that we is it's such a fucking, like a wing woman. It's my fucking ride or die. She's a bad motherfucker. And I love her. And I love that she, it's funny. It's like, she doesn't tell me what to do, by the way. This is not like fortune telling. She's such a badass. If I ask her, if I try to kind of move a question into this, it's not fortune telling, but like, please, like, tell me my future. Like if it's something I'd never asked like that, but like if it's something that's kind of moving in that direction, she's such a fucking badass, man. She doesn't give me an answer. She'll ask me a question. She'll ask me a question because it's not her job. Oh God, I have to find this. It'll come out through my Substack. I wrote it down one day. It's like, she's not here to tell me who to be and how to live. She's here to shine the light on everything that I am and to hold it so fucking steady that even when things get shaky, even when things can feel dark, especially when shit gets really hard, that light doesn't go away. She's fucking holding it down for me. That's why it's that team shit. So yeah, I'd love to know. I got full body chills, truth bumps. I'd love to know how this hit you. And if you do, and I would love for you to subscribe to my Substack. I love Substack. This platform is super just good for the fucking soul. It's such a high level place for innovators, creators, artists. You don't have to be an artist to be on Substack, but you are going to be a curious person. You are going to be someone who wants to learn and to grow. And it's where my writing lives outside of the books that I am writing, which I am so excited. First one's coming. It's coming. So anyways, or shit, it might already be out by the time you watch or listen to this. And if that's the case, hell yeah. RoxanneSaffai.com. So my Substack, Roxanne Saffai, everything Roxanne Saffai. It's in the show notes. It's in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. And please, truly, truly use your voice. Activate your throat chakra. Let me know how this episode hit you. I would really love to know. This is a community experience. I'm here to connect with you. So hopefully it hit your heart and your soul, and you will start those conversations and start just kind of thinking, allowing yourself to get lost in the beauty of who is your future self, and whatever her name ends up being. Mine is my muse. All right. I'll catch you on the next one. To all my tender savages, to all you self-lovers, to all you magnetic badasses who are showing up every day authentically, courageously, who refuse to play small, I'm so excited to introduce our new lifestyle brand, La Rowan Paw, because we designed it just for you. Who's we? We is my work wife / wingwoman / badass graphic artist, Paulina Stewart. Every design is a culmination of deep intention, love, fire, magic, heart, and soul brought to life through my writing and Paulina's graphic work. Because we are so intentional about every single statement, every design, we only drop one design a month. We want you to live it. We want you to feel the essence and the frequency of every design because they are so powerful, like you. So check it out, larowanpaw.com. It's in the show notes. The new drop is so sick, and I cannot wait to see all of you wearing it. You get a variety of products to choose from in each drop. So wear it on your head, hat. You can get socks. You can wear a hoodie. You can hang it on your wall. Whatever you end up doing, please do let us know by sharing it on your socials and your stories. Tag at Roxy Look, tag La Rowan Paw, and we will reshare the powerful, magnetic, badass beauty that you are. larowanpaw.com.